Well, folks, in today's video, we're going to be testing out all the locomotives I've bought in some of my more recent videos. All the locomotives that you see right here were bought as is, some of which claim to work, others not so much. And I've put them in a scale of most likely to run to least likely to run. As much as I like steam engines, I usually have a lot more problems, so I put these ones at the very end, put the Tako in the middle, because Takos can be a bit of a mixed bag. Sometimes you get them and they run okay, other times they don't run at all. You just never really know. And these engines were sold as supposedly working, so we're going to have to test them to see if that's true. Anyways, let's get testing these engines, because I'm kind of curious to see which ones actually run out of all this. And we're going to begin our test with this Burlington locomotive. We've got her all set up on the track, so we're going to try giving her some power. And I hear a motor and I see a light, but we have not got... Oh boy! Okay, well, we had it for a second there. Yeah, it's not working in both directions. That one's kind of working. It is, in fact, on the track. Yeah, we lost it again. This engine appears to not have any traction tires, so I believe that's our problem. But anyways, at least we know it kind of turns over, although it definitely has some transmission issues. I've also just noticed there's a whole bunch of rust on there. Well, future restoration. And next up is the Chesapeake and Ohio equivalent, although there's a big difference. This one actually does appear to have traction tires. If we can get the camera to focus here. You see those traction tires? Anyway, we're going to put this thing on the track, try giving it some power. I think this one's going to run. Only one way to find out, I guess, though. Okay, well, it runs. It doesn't sound terribly healthy, but it's moving under its own power. Unfortunately, I suspect those traction tires are completely dry rotted and are slipping around the wheel. So I guess we'll just have to replace those as well. But hey, at least it runs, and it's got a working headlight, so that's pretty cool. And next we're going to try to run our Tako Canadiana. There's a bit of evidence on this thing that suggests it hasn't been run for a while, but there's only one way to find out if it actually works. So I'm going to put it on the track here and try giving her a bit of power. Okay, I've got the volts up to about 12, and at the moment we're not receiving anything. These Takos are notorious for having a wire which goes through here, and often it breaks off from the rear truck, not allowing it to get any power. Another problem, but this one doesn't have it, is sometimes the truck falls out, people put it in backwards, and then you get two metal wheels on the same side, and that's a no-no because obviously you need power from both rails. So that one doesn't appear to have that problem, and I can see the wire in there, but that doesn't mean it's connected. So this one's unfortunately not a runner. We're now going to try to run our new Santa Fe steam locomotive. I'm quite doubtful this thing is going to work, and the reason I say that is because the shell's in pieces, which to me suggests somebody's already been in there trying to fix it. Anyway, I'm going to get some power. And, I saw something on the current there for a moment. I wonder what that was. Weird. Maybe take off this stuff. I'm going to give the motor a little tap. Yep, no life in this one either. Guess that will be another restoration. I was a little suspicious though. I don't know. There are a lot of kind of bizarre things about this engine. But we'll figure out what's going on with it at some point. And now we've got a Rossi all set up on the track. It's already actually got power, but the thing that's kind of peculiar about these Rossis is that they pick part of their power up through the truck, trucks in the tender there. So one of these rails. Oh, we got a working motor, but that's definitely not connected to anything. I mean, you can see that motor is super loose, and to be honest, it's actually what the owner of the store said might have been the problem. It might be somewhere in the transmission. I mean, if you pick this thing up, you can kind of hear it rattling around in there. So this thing's gonna be completely disassembled to try to access that. Hopefully it won't be too difficult to get to. But at least we know the motor works. The Reverossi engines, in my opinion, are actually quite well known for having good motors of their time. The reason they seem to last so long is because they actually have ball bearings. And I don't think I've seen another manufacturer that's done that. But I swear, I do not see a lot of Reverossi engines that are like, 50 to 60 or even 70 years old that have bad motors. They all seem to be running fine. So I guess that just shows how good quality they made them. Well, folks, that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. It's a little too bad that more of these engines didn't turn out to be runners. Although, I have to admit now that when I see an engine that doesn't run, it's kind of exciting for me because I don't know, what could be going on with it. And the only way to find out is to open it up. And sometimes when you open these things up, you find very interesting things and kind of peculiar stuff about them. So that's always fun. And we've got a few engines in here. The steam engines in particular are real mysteries. So we'll have to open them up to find out. But until that video comes, thanks for watching.